The Indianapolis Grand Prix is done. Round 5 of the NTT IndyCar Series completed with what? An Alex Palou mud stomping, ass kicking. This guy never wins small. It's always big. This is what the guy does. And here we are, we've been waiting for this breakthrough drive this season from Palou, and yet again, just runs off and hides. That is something that he seems to be able to do, I don't know how many times a year. The last time he won at Laguna Seca, same exact thing. Took off, ran away and hid. Nobody could touch him. A couple of great notes here from this event. Everything brought to us, by the way, by Vintage Motorsport magazine. This crowd, just delightful. Was texting with IMS President Doug Bowles to ask, hey, I know it feels like there's a big crowd, but where are we at? What do you think? He said they're at the biggest sales since 2017. So if nothing else, biggest crowd in 6 years to me seems like something IndyCar should be proud of. Another thing you gotta feel for Christian Lundgaard. After the race, got out of the car, looked like someone shot his dog. Pole position, RLL really looking like this is gonna be a breakthrough weekend. Tire strategy, that's where it all misfired. Deciding to stay on primaries to start the race, going to alternates, then after that going to used alternates. It was in that phase where things just fell apart for them. Alex Palou, the Chip Ganassi racing team, their 125th IndyCar victory, I believe 247th win as an organization across all forms of racing. Pretty amazing stuff. Got to give big credit to Arrow McLaren. All three of their drivers charging like mad. Pato O'Ward doing very big things to get up to second. Was by no means going to catch Alex Palou, but nonetheless, big jump for him. Had a change in the championship standings now. Marcus Ericsson from Ganassi leading coming into the event. That is now Alex Palou. Pato is right behind him. Pretty impressive stuff there. Alexander Rossi, welcome to your first podium with Arrow McLaren. Great to see them gelling in a way that took 5 races, right? It's not too much of a surprise. Nothing negative about that, but you think about Rossi, race engineer Craig Hampson, crew chief Todd Phillips. These are all Hall of Famer people making this car go quickly for Alexander, so just great to see him get that done. Stingray, Rob, brother, I feel so bad for you. Yet again, out almost right away in the race. I think completed 2 laps, 1 lap, however many it was. There were 85. He did about 2. Unfortunately, took out his teammate, David Malukas. Got to give respect to Malukas. Interviewed after the race, after this teammate on teammate contact, both of them out. David could have laid into him and eviscerated Stingray. He didn't. Handled things in a classy manner, so respect to him as well for that. But what are we going to remember from this race? A lot of people struggling. A lot of folks, whether getting tire strategy wrong, running off track, getting hit, getting spun, whatever. It's a lot of back and forth for a lot of drivers who put in a ton of work to come away with not very much. So congrats to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the marketing efforts, the renewed efforts they've been putting in. I think that can only be a help. We have a decent crowd even just behind us watching the podium activities, so that's pretty darn impressive. But congrats to IMS, congrats to IndyCar for putting on a great race. Alex Palou, slow down, man. What is the rush? If there's something that Palou did that really truly stood out, it was the amount of speed he was able to get from every single tire he went on to and the duration he was able to make that speed. If you get a chance to watch the race again, watch any replays, pay attention to Palou coming through corners, powering onto straightaways. The car is tidy. He is not a driver who abuses his tires to make speed. That's why, time after time, this 2021 champion, this kid from Spain, adapting to IndyCar, this style of his, this driving style of his, is one that lends itself towards these home run hitting wins that he has. He makes such amazing speed without destroying his tires. Here we are coming into the Indy 500, where those kind of skills have already demonstrated themselves in all the 500s he's done so far, a threat every time. So defending race-winning team, great momentum by that team. Alex Palou, congrats to now leading the championship. We're gonna be back here Monday. We're not on track on Monday, but we'll have a little bit of a primer video. Got a bunch of tech videos that I'm working on for you, and we'll have plenty more content coming. Also, we should be interviewing our man Palou here shortly, hopefully drinking a beer or two with our guy from Spain. But let's go to our man Will Power, who typified those who drove like an animal and are leaving here with not much to show for it. Will Power, you started 12th, was invited to go farther back in the pack with help from Kyle Kirkwood, drove your balls off to finish right where you started. You're one of those guys, and there's a lot of you today here at the Indianapolis Grand Prix who put in amazing drives and are ranging from really pissed to mildly dissatisfied because the work you put in was not rewarded in the finishing position. Tell us about your day.
Yeah, I mean, obviously good. Maybe we got turned around and went all the way to the back and just fought hard all the way all day. I was actually happy to get back to 12th. We must have, I mean, we were last, so that's a good recovery. That's yeah, good day. Obviously, we would have liked a lot better, but you know, these things happen.
Your strategist, Ron Rzuski, was telling me on your tire strategy towards the end of the race, there was a plan to go on the alternates and go for a short stint, but you were making not only big speed, but you were getting great duration out of them as well. Yeah. Tell me about that part of your race, because again, you ended up getting back to 12th. That might not sound like you did anything remarkable, but you really were putting in some great work and getting the life out of those tires.
Yeah, I mean, we were very fast at the end. I knew when we were going to do the short red stint, after the first set of reds, I was aware of how badly they went off, so I was pretty cognizant to nurse them for the first few, and then when I had, you know, 6 or so to go, then I pushed hard, or even 10 to go. But yeah, it was the best strategy for the situation we were in.
Tell me about coming out of this race. You obviously wanted to start 12th and finish much higher up. It wasn't a terrible day, but does anything like this stick with you at all, knowing here in just a couple days we're starting 500 practice? Or do you put all this behind you quickly and say, nope, full focus on 500?
Yeah, oh yeah, just move on. That's the great thing about IndyCar. It's another race the next week, so it's, yeah, full focus on 500 now and saving up our good days for the 500. We hope.
Yeah.
Ultra competitive field, as you can see, it just getting mixed up all the time. So we're gonna have a day here where it all works out for us.
That's where I wanted to close. It's been a weird year. I just wrote about it coming into this event. You're our all-time pole winner, right?
Yeah.
It's bizarre to be through 5 rounds without a Will Power pole. You haven't quite had enough of the results that you're expecting. No. It feels like there's a breakthrough coming. Obviously, here next weekend, pole for the 500 would be a nice thing to celebrate.
Yeah, that would be
Tell
great.
me about the feelings though, mate, because I know you came into this year expecting to be kicking ass. Hasn't quite broken through yet. You feel like that's still possible?
We've certainly struggled in qualifying, all of us. I think one of us has been in the fast 6 once or maybe twice, but Joseph, myself, I don't think we've been in the top 6. So yeah, we've got to have a good look and see if we can improve in some way. But at the end of the day, man, the field is just so tough that if you're missing the tiniest of things, you're not going to be in the top 6. You're just going to make the top 10 if you're lucky, if you're doing a great job. So you can't, just amazingly competitive. I think it's great. So if you can win a race in this series or a pole, you've done something real special.
Will Power, looking to get back to normal. Now that I'm in Indiana, I think I can do some of the betting stuff here. So I think I got to put some money on you for pole. Do we split it if you win? Do I owe you something? We can't quite rig it because you just do it if you can. But
I hope so. I don't know. I mean, we've worked hard for 3 years now. Obviously, it has not been what we're looking for. So we'll come back again. We'll see. We don't know. I could not give you any idea of where we're going to stack up. Too tough of a field.
No pressure at all, y'all. We'll be back to here next week, getting ready for the Indy 500. Thank you, Will Power.
Yeah, thank you.